Welcome to the Introduction to the Farmland Preservation Program. During this presentation, we will discuss the general program components and how they can be used to achieve local agricultural protection and conservation goals.
The Farmland Preservation Program provides tools for local governments and communities to limit the loss of their productive farmland and create a framework to support the agricultural economy. The program also creates incentives through the income tax credit to meet land conservation standards and keep land in agricultural use. By cultivating local commitment to agriculture and conservation through program participation, the Farmland Preservation Program helps support Wisconsin's future in agriculture. The Farmland Preservation Program is made up of four main parts. The foundation of the program are the county farmland preservation plans. Counties must have a farmland preservation plan in place in order to implement the two halves of the program. The first half is farmland preservation zoning. Farmland preservation zoning is a local zoning ordinance with a specialized agricultural zoning district that is certified by the state. Farms that are located within the district are then eligible to participate in the program. The second half is our agricultural enterprise areas, or AEAs. These are state-designated areas identified by the community as important or integral to the future of local agriculture. AEAs enable eligible landowners to participate in the program by signing a farmland preservation agreement. Landowners who participate in either or both halves of the program may then be eligible to claim the tax credit. Farmland preservation plans are the foundation of the Farmland Preservation Program. They identify local goals for agriculture and serve as non-binding guidance documents for future land use decisions. They also identify agricultural lands that will continue in agricultural use for the foreseeable future. Farmland preservation plans are prepared at the county level but with local input. Planning must be done using objective criteria, not simply by opting in or out. A farmland preservation plan lays the groundwork for participation in the program through zoning, agricultural enterprise areas, or both. Farmland preservation zoning is a tool for local governments such as counties, towns, cities, or villages to implement their county farmland preservation plan through general zoning. Farmland preservation zoning ordinances are locally crafted and administered. However, the ordinance text and maps are certified by the state to ensure consistency with state statutes. These ordinances contain designated agricultural districts that create eligibility for landowners within the district to claim the tax credit. Certified farmland preservation zoning districts are similar to general agricultural districts, except that they restrict allowable uses in the district to uses that support or are compatible with agriculture. Such uses may include cropping or keeping livestock, farm residences or businesses, agricultural equipment dealers and processing facilities, public utilities, and more.
Agricultural enterprise areas, AEAs, are community-led efforts establishing designated areas important to Wisconsin's agricultural future. As part of the state's Farmland Preservation Program, AEAs strive to support local farmland protection goals, the agricultural economy, and environmental efforts. Lands within the AEA are contiguous, meaning farmland shares common borders and is not otherwise separated unless by roads, bodies of water, and transportation easements, and all of the land is primarily in agricultural use. Landowners within the AEA are eligible to sign a farmland preservation agreement. Farmland preservation agreements are voluntary 15-year contracts landowners make with the state. In these agreements, landowners commit to keeping their land in agricultural production and undeveloped open space while maintaining state soil and water conservation standards for the duration of the agreement. In return, they may be eligible to claim the farmland preservation tax credit. There is no limit on the number of acres that can be enrolled in an agreement. A landowner may choose to include all or a portion of their land in an agreement.
All eligible participants in the Farmland Preservation Program who wish to claim the tax credit must meet the state soil and water conservation standards on all land they own. A core aspect of the state conservation standards is implementing a nutrient management plan. Nutrient management plans address tolerable soil loss, phosphorus runoff, and aim to optimize nutrient applications and soil health. Participants must also limit agricultural runoff, which includes preventing direct discharge from feedlots, stored manure, or wastewater into surface or groundwater. Livestock access to bodies of water must also be limited or managed in order to maintain a vegetative cover and to prevent erosion, and manure storage structures must be properly constructed and maintained to prevent overflow or failure. Eligible participants need to work with their local county conservation office to meet the state conservation standards. Once the conservation standards are met, eligible participants will need a certificate of compliance from the county that includes a certificate number unique to that participant. Participants need that certificate of compliance number in order to claim the tax credit on Schedule FCA tax forms. Contact your local county conservation office for more information on conservation compliance.
The Farmland Preservation Tax Credit is a flat, per-acre refundable income tax credit that eligible Farmland Preservation Program participants may claim. The tax credit rate available to an eligible landowner is dependent on how they participate in the program. A landowner can claim $5 per acre if they have lands enrolled in a Farmland Preservation Agreement in a designated AA or a modified pre-2009 Farmland Preservation Agreement. A landowner can claim $7.50 per acre if they own land in a certified farmland preservation zoning district. A landowner can claim $10 per acre if they have lands enrolled in a farmland preservation agreement in a designated AEA and those lands are located in a certified farmland preservation zoning district. In order to claim the Farmland Preservation Tax Credit, you must meet all of the following eligibility requirements. First, you must meet state soil and water conservation standards and receive a certification of compliance with your local land and water conservation department. Next, you must be a Wisconsin resident or an entity organized under Wisconsin law and be the owner of the land within an eligible area. This includes lands in a farmland preservation zoning district or lands enrolled in a farmland preservation agreement in a designated AEA. Next, the farm must have produced $6,000 last year in gross farm revenue or $18,000 of gross farm revenue within the last 3 years. Lastly, you do not claim the homestead or the Veterans and Surviving Spouses Property Tax Credit. If you have any questions about our programs or wish to learn more, please contact us at datcpworkinglands@wisconsin.gov. Thank you.